In this video, I will cover how to order fractions from least to greatest or greatest to least by renaming the fractions with a common denominator and converting them to decimals. But you can choose the method in which you are comfortable working with. Let's start with this example. First, we will rename with a common denominator. The denominators are 3, 4, and 2, and the least common denominator is 12. Let us write the equivalent fractions underneath the given. Since the LCD is 12, let us write 12 and 12. What makes 3 equals 12? That is by multiplying it by 4. Therefore, multiply also the numerator by 4. This is 2 times 4 is equal to 8, and 3 times 4 is equal to 12. Then, 12 divided by 4 is equal to 3. Multiply this by 3. So this is 3 times 3 is equal to 9. And 12 divided by 2 is equal to 6. 1 times 6 is equal to 6. From here, we can now arrange the fractions from least to greatest. And the least is 6/12 or 6 over 12. In arranging, we have to write the original fraction, which is 1/2. Next is 8/12. And this is 2/3. And lastly, we have 9/12 or 3/4. This time, let us arrange the fractions by converting each of them by a decimal. We have 2/3 in decimal is 0.666 and so on. So let us put the symbol here indicating that 6 never ends. And 3/4 is 0.75 and 1/2 is 0.5. Let us arrange from least to greatest: 0.5 or 1/2, 0.6 or 2/3, and 0.75 or 3/4. Just like what I've said a while ago, choose the method that you are comfortable working with, either renaming with a common denominator or by dividing each fraction to convert it to decimal. This time, we will order fractions from greatest to least. Let's start with renaming with a common denominator. The denominators are 5, 8, 10, and 12. You can actually find the least common denominator, but I suggest to write each fraction, if possible, in lowest form. So let's start with 2/5. We know that 4/8 is also equal to 1/2. 2/10 is 1/5. And 3/12 is 1/4. So the denominators are 5, 2, and 4. And we all know that the least common denominator is 20. So let us write the equivalent fraction underneath. And then let us find 20 divided by 5 is 4. So multiply both by 4. So this 2 times 4 is 8. 20 divided by 2 is 10. Multiply 1 by 10 as well. So this is 10. 20 divided by 5 is equal to 4. So 1 times 4 is 4. And 20 divided by 4 is 5. So 1 times 5 is 5. Then, let us arrange it from greatest to least. The greatest is 10 by 20 and the original fraction is 4/8. Next is 8 by 20 and that is 2/5. Next is 5 by 20 or 3/5. 12, and lastly 4 by 20 or 2 tenths. Let us now convert 2/5 to decimal, and this is equal to 0.40, and then this is 0.5, then 0.20 and 0.25. How did I get all this? Just simply divide 2 divide by 5, 4 divide by 8, 2 divide by 10, and 3 divide by 12. Let us arrange this from greatest to least, and the greatest is 0.5. That is 4/8. Next is 0.40 or 2/5. Next is 0.25, 3/12, and lastly 2 tenths. For this example, we will order fractions from least to greatest. Let us rename. The denominators are 8, 4, 10, and 2. And simply, the LCD is 40. And then, let us write the equivalent fractions. 40 divided by 8 is equal to 5. Multiply by 5 equals 25. 40 divided by 4 is equal to 10. 1 times 10 is 10. 40 divided by 10 is 4. 9 times 4 equals 36. And 40 divided by 2 is 20. 1 times 20 is equal to 20. Arrange this from least to greatest. We have 10 over 40 or 1/4. Next is 20 over 40 or 1/2. Then 25 over 40 or 5/8. And lastly, 36 over 40 or 9/10. Let us convert the following fractions into decimals. 5/8, if you divide 5 divided by 8, it gives us 0.625. 1 divided by 4 is equal to 0.25. 9 divided by 10 is 9/10. And 1/2 is 0.5. From least to greatest, we have 1/4. Next is 1/2, 0.625, and 9/10. Lastly, place the following fractions in increasing order or from least to greatest. To put these fractions in order, it is easier to compare them as decimals. 2/3 is equal to 0.6666. Then use this, indicating that 6 never ends. 1/2 is 0.5. 3/8 is 0.375. 4/5 is 0.8. And 2/15 is 0.1333. Use this symbol because 3 never ends. Then, let us arrange from least to greatest. So we have 0.13 or 2 over 15. Next is 0.375. That is 3/8. Next is 0.5 or 1/2. Then 0.6 or 2/3. And lastly, 0.8 or 4/5. So, it's up to you to decide whether you want to rename fractions or convert them to decimals in ordering them from least to greatest or greatest to least.